Welcome to the secret underground laboratory, Recovery and Salvage, where rude mechanicals do magic. Hello, I'm Bronze Age, Director of the Secret Underground Laboratory, Recovery and Salvage. And in today's lesson, we read from the Book of Hardware, drawers 7 through 9, where it is written, "Disorganization is the demon that makes a man buy things he already owns." This is the lab's parts cabinet, where we keep all the pieces that we need for repairing lamps and other kinds of lighting. The drawers are actually the size of a sheet of legal paper. This came out of a government office used for filing forms. I've got these partitions that I've made so that I can keep these different shaped pieces in different little holes here. When I need one, I know where it is. If I see the hole's empty, I know I need to order some. And I'm not going to be going around ordering something they already have. I just didn't see it. The partitions, pretty versatile. I can make them different sizes for different size parts. Problem comes down when the parts get really small. Sometimes it gets difficult to get in here and get these pieces out. Some of them are small enough that if the partition raises up a little bit, pieces can go under it. That's never good. They get all mixed up. So the solution to that problem is these little deep dish tubs. They have rounded bottoms. They can hold a good number of parts. But when I need something, I can even take this out and carry it to the bench. And it's no trouble at all to get the last one out of the bottom of the tub. So today, I'm going to be making another batch of them for this drawer right here. Now the tubs start off as this block here. And the block starts off as a piece of 2x4 and a piece of 1x4 glued together. I've cut them down to just about 3 inches so that 3 of them will fit in the drawer all the way across. And I'm going to cut these up, and it's important that they be as close to square as you can get them. For the square as practically possible part of this job, I've got a stop block here and a nice bevel underneath it so sawdust can't build up and mess up my measurement. Now we're at the Craftsman King Sealy lathe. I've got a face chuck on here. I'm going to put one of my blocks in. And that is why we want it to be as close to square as possible so it'll be centered in here. Then I have a chuck in the tailstock and a 2 1/8 inch Forstner bit. Now, I would prefer a 2 1/4 inch Forstner bit. Don't happen to have one right now. And they are fairly expensive, but this will do. Now I could go ahead and bore down as far as I want to with this setup, and I have done it that way before. Problem is, it takes an awful long time. What I'm going to do is use this setup just to simply mark the center, take it over to the drill press and remove most of the wood, then come back and we'll finish up dishing it out. Even though this does require a double setup, where I've got to take every piece out of the lathe and then bring it over here. This is actually a good bit faster. There's a couple reasons for that. First, I can set this 12-speed drill press at 500 RPM, which a bit this big in white pine, that's the best speed. And also, the motor on the here has a lot more torque than the motor on the lathe. Now after I've got the 1 1/8 hole bored in all of the blocks, I switch over to a 1 1/4 and just make a little divot down in the bottom so that when I put it back on the lathe I don't have quite so much to cut out. Now we're back at the lathe with our box of blocks with the holes drilled in them. You can see the step here with the smaller hole and the bigger one. And that removes most of the material, which will make the cutting on the lathe a lot quicker and simpler. And I start off with my dollar store lathe tools. These really aren't nearly as bad as they look. And you have to touch them up on the stone about once every 2 or 3 minutes if you want to really cut sharp. But I like them because they're cheap enough that I can grind a custom profile on them whenever I need to make some peculiar shape when I'm repairing a piece of furniture with a missing part or something like that. I'm going to start off with this gouge, which of all things is made by Peugeot, which I believe is the same people that make the funny French cars. That's a pretty nice profile there. That is pretty good. Now I got to do this to the other 15 and we'll be ready to go. Well, this is Project for the Secret Underground Laboratory Recovery and Salvage, and I hope that you enjoyed this video about small shop organization. This particular technique I know has saved me a lot of time, and in the long run it will save me some money. So again, appreciate you watching. Really would like for you to click the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and I hope to see you in the next video. Again, thank you.